Hello class, how are you? I hope you all are good. Today we'll start with a new chapter, that is Introduction to Photoshop CC. So Adobe Photoshop is a software application which is developed by Adobe system. So it is actually a image editing and photo retouching software which is used to optimize the image and to enhance the quality of the image. So we'll learn more about the features of this software in this chapter. So let's plug in the chapter. Adobe Photoshop CC. Starting Photoshop CC and creating a new document. Components of Photoshop CC window. Tools in Toolbox. Inserting an image. Using Photoshop selecting tools. Cropping an image. Painting tools in Photoshop. Layers. Saving a file. Let's just start the chapter.
Adobe Photoshop CC. Adobe Photoshop is a software application developed by Adobe Systems. It is used for image editing and photo retouching. Photoshop offers users the ability to create, enhance, or otherwise edit images, artwork, and illustrations. Changing backgrounds, simulating a real-life painting, or creating an alternative view of the universe are all possible with Adobe Photoshop. It is the most widely used software tool to create, modify, and optimize digital images for numerous image and video file formats. We can save the image to print, share via email, publish online, or view on a handheld devices such as iPad or smartphone. Adobe Photoshop CC is a Creative Cloud version of Photoshop, available by subscription. It is considered to be the professional-level version of the Photoshop family of products. Photoshop CC is available together with Photoshop Lightroom. As part of a larger Creative Cloud subscription, Photoshop CC is an advanced imaging software used by designers, web professionals, video editors, and photographers to modify and optimize digital images. Photoshop is primarily used to edit 2D images, although it offers some 3D images editing functionality. Photoshop includes image analysis functionality and can be used to prepare images for use online or in print. Features of Photoshop: understanding and selecting pixels. In Photoshop, digital images are made of tiny, solid color squares called pixels. It provides various selection tools to edit specific pixels in the image. Painting image. We can use Photoshop paintbrush, airbrush, and pencil tools to apply colors or patterns to images after selecting their pixels. We can also fill the arrows of our selections with solid or semi-transparent colors. Adjusting colors. We can brighten, darken, and change the shade of colors in parts of our image with Photoshop Dodge, Burn, and similar tools. Applying filters. Photoshop filters can make our image look like an impressionist painting, sharpen or blur our image, or distort our image in various ways. Starting Photoshop CC and creating a new document. Follow the steps to start Photoshop CC and creating a new document. Step 1. Click on the Start button. Step 2. Search for Adobe Photoshop CC in the Start menu and click on it. Or type Photoshop CC in the search bar of the search button and press Enter key from the keyboard. Adobe Photoshop window appears. Step 3. Click File and then click New. The New Document dialog box will open. In New dialog box, fill the following details: name, give name to the file. Photoshop by default gives name as Untitled 1. Width, give width for the image. By default, unit is in pixel, but one can choose from inches, cm, mm, points, etc. Height, give height for the image. By default, unit is in pixel. But one can choose from inches, cm, mm, points, picas and columns. Resolution. Resolution means pixels per inch. More pixels means more clear or sharp image. Color mode. It allows to specify the color to be appeared in an image. One can choose from the given options, that is, bitmaps, grayscale, RGB color, CMYK color, lab color. Background contents. Background of an image can be changed by selecting any option from white, background color and transparent. Step 4. Once all these options are filled, click on Create. A new blank file will open on the screen. Now using the tools, an image or drawing can be created. The name of the new image appears in the Title tab. Components of Photoshop CC window. Each image in Photoshop opens and appears in its own window. Window can take up the entire workspace. We can use a combination of tools, menu commands and palette-based features to open and edit our digital images. Following are the components of Photoshop CC window, workspace. Menu bar. Option bar. Title tab. Tool bar. Status bar. Image window. Palettes. Menu bar. It displays menu that contain most of the commands and functions of Photoshop. Option bar. It displays controls that allow us to customize the selected tool in the toolbox. Title tab. It displays the name, magnification, and color mode of an open image. We can switch between images by clicking their respective tabs. Image window. We can open an image in the image window in Photoshop. All the image editing is done in the image window. Palettes. These are small windows that give us access to common commands and resources. They are floating dialog boxes. We can click the tabs and icons to display and hide panels. Status bar. It displays the magnification of the current image and the amount of computer memory that the image uses. Toolbox. There are many tools in the toolbox that we can use for working on our image. If we leave a mouse cursor over the tool, Adobe Photoshop will indicate the name of the tool and the keyboard shortcut to access the tool. Some of the tools are stacked in group of tools. A small black arrow in the bottom right corner of the tool indicates that additional tools are stacked behind. To access any of the tools in this stack, click and hold down the mouse button on the uppermost tool for a second. Tools in Toolbox. Along the left side of the Photoshop window, Toolbox appears. It works like an artist's paint box and holds a variety of tools that help us to draw, paint, modify and optimize our digital images. Inserting an image. Follow the steps to insert an image. Step 1. Click on File in the menu bar. The File menu will appear. Step 2. Click on Open or press Ctrl+O. The Open dialog box appears. Step 3. Navigate to the folder that contains the desired image. Step 4. Click on the file to open. The preview of our image will appear. Step 5. Click on Open. The image appears in a new window of Photoshop. The name of the file appears in the Title tab. Using Photoshop selecting tools. Digital images consist of tiny, solid color squares called pixels. To edit specific pixels in our image, we must first select them by using one of the Photoshop's selection tools. We can move, delete, or stylize the selected area using other Photoshop commands. To select an image or a part of it to perform cut, copy, edit or retouching operations, selection tools are used. Rectangular marquee tool. To select an image or a part of it in a rectangular, square, elliptical or as a row column that is 1 pixel wide, the rectangular marquee tool is used. Follow the steps to use the rectangular marquee tool. Step 1. Click on the rectangular marquee tool in the Tools panel or press M. The cursor appears as a crosshair sign plus. Step 2. Place the cursor on the image. Click and hold the left mouse button and then drag out a marquee to select the required part of the picture. The selected picture is covered with a dashed border. We can deselect a selection by clicking on Select in the menu bar and then clicking on Deselect. Lasso tool. Lasso tool is a bunch of 3 very useful tools used for freehand selections. We can make odd shapes selection using this tool. Follow the steps to use lasso tool. Step 1. Select the lasso tool or press L. Step 2. Choose one of the selection options from the options bar. Step 3. Click and drag the mouse around the part of the image to be selected and mark the selection. Step 4. Release the mouse at the end point. Follow the steps to use polygonal lasso tool. Step 1. Select the polygonal lasso tool or press L. Step 2. Specify the options using the options bar. Step 3. Click once on the image at any point near the object to be outlined. Step 4. Keep clicking to set the next endpoints of the subsequent segments until the whole object is outlined. Step 5. To complete the selection, click on the steering point. Follow the steps to use the magnetic lasso tool. Magnetic lasso tool is especially useful for quickly selecting the objects with complex edges set against high contrast backgrounds. Step 1. Select the magnetic lasso tool or press L. Step 2. Click on any part of the image to be selected and drag the mouse pointer around the object to select it. This tool drops fastening points along the edges. Step 3. Continue this process till we reach the starting point or double-click at the ending point. Quick Selection Tool. Quick Selection Tool is useful for selecting the parts of an image which require great precision to reach. To use Quick Selection Tool, click on it and drag the mouse to make the desired selection. Magic Wand Tool. Magic Wand tool is used to select the adjacent areas of similarly colored pixels. It works best on solid color background. Follow the steps to use the Magic Wand tool. Step 1. Click on the Magic Wand tool or press W. The pointer changes into symbol. Step 2. Click on any part of the image. All the adjacent areas of pixels having the same color will be selected. Photoshop selects the pixels we clicked and any similar color pixels near it. On selecting the Magic Wand tool, Options bar displays the following options. Tolerance 0 to 255 determines the color range of the selected pixels. The higher the tolerance, wider will be the range of the selected pixels. Anti-alias produce a smooth edge by partially filling the edged pixels. Contiguous limits the selection to adjacent pixels only. While unchecking this option, all the pixels in the image within the same tolerance range will be selected. Move tool. With the help of Move tool, we can move or drag the selected part of an image to a new location in the image. Follow the steps to use the Move tool. Step 1. Open any image and select the part to be moved using Marquee Lasso tool. Step 2. Select the Move tool from the Tools panel or press V. The pointer changes to sign. Step 3. Holding the left mouse button, drag the selected image to the point where to place it and release the mouse button. To copy the selected part of an image within the same image, press Alt key while dragging the selection. To copy the selected part of an image to another image, use the Edit, Copy and Edit, Paste option. Cropping an image. Cropping is the process of removing portions of a photo to create focus or strengthen the composition. Use the crop tool to crop and straighten photos in Photoshop. Crop tool is non-destructive and we can choose to retain the cropped pixels to optimize the crop boundaries later. Follow the steps to use the crop tool. Step 1. Open the desired image. Select the crop tool from the Tools panel or press C. Step 2. The pointer changes to the cropping symbol. Holding the left mouse button, drag it across the picture to make a rectangular selection. Release the mouse button when the selection is complete. Step 3. To finish the cropping process, double-click inside the selection or press the Enter key. Now, the selected image is cropped. Painting tools in Photoshop. A painting tool is a tool or function in a graphics editing or painting program used to change the area of the canvas or image by adding paint strokes to fill the areas with colors. Let us learn to use various painting tools in Photoshop CC. Brush tool. Brush tool is used to create smooth strokes of the foreground color in the image. Various options can be set in the options bar, which include Brush Preset Picker. This tool provides with a large number of pre-designed brush presets that can be used. The diameter of the brush can also be changed by moving the size slider. Mode. It allows to select and set the painting mode from the drop-down list. Opacity. This option allows to set the level of transparency of the brush strokes. Flow. Flow determines how quickly the brush tool applies the paint. Follow the steps to use the brush tool. Step 1. Select the brush tool from the Tools panel or press B on the keyboard. Step 2. Click on the Set Foreground Color box in the toolbox. The Color Picker dialog box appears. Step 3. Click on OK to select the desired color. Step 4. Select the desired brush style from the Brush Preset Picker. Step 5. Drag the pointer on the image holding down the left mouse button so as to apply brush strokes. Gradient tool. Gradient tool creates a gradual blend between multiple colors. One can choose from preset gradient fills or create his/her own. Follow the steps to use the gradient tool. Step 1. Select the area of an image with the help of the polygonal lasso tool. Step 2. Select the gradient tool from the toolbox or press G. Step 3. Click on the drop-down arrow of the gradient picker and select the desired one from the displayed options. Step 4. Click and drag the mouse pointer in the selected area. The selected gradient gets applied on the image in the desired area. Blur tool. The blur tool is used to give a blur effect. Each stroke made using the blur tool will lower the contrast between affected pixels, making them appear blurred. Follow the steps to use the blur tool. Step 1. Click on the blur tool. Step 2. Select the desired brush size and style from the brush preset picker. Step 3. Specify the effects mode and set the strength for stroke from the options bar. Step 4. Drag the mouse pointer over the area to blur. The selected area in the image get blurred. Layers. Layers in Photoshop allows adding new elements to an image without altering the original image. With layers, we can place text, additional images, shapes and even vector graphics into the Photoshop document while maintaining the ability to move, delete or adjust those elements individually without affecting one another. Using layers is a good policy whenever needed to modify an existing image. By working in layers, we can maintain the integrity of original image until all the changes are done. The Layers panel displays a small thumbnail view of all the layers in an image. Adding a new layer. Follow the steps to add a new layer. Step 1. Select the Layer, New Layer option. The New Layer dialog box appears. Step 2. Define name in the name text box and click OK. Renaming a layer. Follow the steps to rename a layer. Step 1. Select the layer. Step 2. Click on Layer menu. Step 3. Click on Rename Layer. Name box appears in the layer. Step 4. Type a new name and press Enter key. Deleting a layer. Follow the steps to delete a layer. Step 1. Select the layer to delete. Step 2. Right-click on it and select the Delete Layer option from the shortcut menu. A dialog box appears. Step 3. Click on Yes to confirm the deletion. Saving a file. Follow the steps to save a file. Step 1. Click on the File menu. Step 2. Click on the Save command. The Save as dialog box will open. Step 3. Type file name in the file name box. Step 4. Click on the Save button. Photoshop files save with PSD extension. Throwback. Photoshop offers users the ability to create, enhance, or otherwise edit images, artwork, and illustrations. This software is used to create, modify, and optimize digital images. Adobe Photoshop was originally developed in 1987 by the brothers John and Thomas Knoll. Palettes are floating dialog boxes. They have different options to edit an image. To edit specific pixels in our image, we must first select them by using one of the Photoshop's selection tools. Marquee tools are used to select a rectangular or elliptical area of an image. Lasso tool is used to make odd-shaped selections in the images. Quick selection tool is useful for selecting the parts of an image, which require great precision to reach. Brush tool is used to create smooth strokes of the foreground color in the image. Gradient tool creates a gradual blend between multiple colors. The blur tool is used to give a blur effect. Each stroke made using the blur tool will lower the contrast between affected pixels, making them appear blurred. Photoshop files save with .psd extension.